for Nick.
Okay, just, so we want to do a little round?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay. We'll wait till our IT person tells us we're ready.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, we are good. Let's call to order this quarterly meeting of the Whitley County Community Corrections Advisory Board for June 5th, 2025. We will note that there is, excluding most of these folks, that there is a quorum of membership here. We have asked the staff to move up front. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order before seeking approval of the minutes. We're going to do the everybody introduce yourself thing. Virgil, do you mind starting us off?
Sure.
Even though you're kind of famous.
Yeah.
It's for Nick.
This is for Nick.
Virgil Falk, Home Detention Supervisor.
I'm Amy Motter. I work with Veterans Treatment Court. Tasha Spinner, Coordinator of Pretrial Services.
Paul Warden, Director of Community Corrections.
Greggory Hockemeyer, just a community member.
Chair.
Matt Rentschler, Judge, Circuit Court.
Julie, Community Corrections. Vicki Burning, Work Release Administrator.
Sarah Herendine, DCS. Lindsay Grossman, with House Businesses.
I'm Schrader, former sheriff.
Okay.
Brewer, County Council.
Thank you, Nick. And yes, Nick is here. You are kind of as John Barrett surrogate or something today.
Right. Yeah, John could.
Perfect. Oh, we have more than a quorum here. And that's Elizabeth Deckard, who is here. She's one of the public defenders appointed.
So we have to go around the table again?
Yes, we do. And you have to come up with a different spin.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay. Thank you for doing that.
that's an exercise we all love.
I know it.
With that, I will seek a motion regarding the minutes of the June 5th, 2025 meeting that have been previously distributed.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved that we approve the minutes of the June 5th, 2025 meeting as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the June 5th, 2025 regular meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. I don't show any specific unfinished business, Paula.
I'll probably just talk about the opioid settlement funds. Really, the only
down at the
unfinished,
bottom.
but I'll do it at the bottom.
Okay. Well, so then let's go ahead into our new business and reports. The alcohol and drug program.
So to date, we have we've received 196 referrals from the court. So that brings our number up to 249 in the program. We had a PRI class held here in the government center in July, and we have our next one scheduled October. So we're just running weekend classes now, just due to the smaller number in education. So that is it.
Hey guys, Sean's here. I was not the latest person.
No.
Today.
The sheriff and Sean. It could be like a sitcom.
It could.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
No, here comes Sean.
I'm not sure we could go off before 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I have to be cable too.
Might not be public access.
Might not be family friendly.
I said the Harvey Corman and Tim Conway. Yep. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some of us are here or as old as you. So okay. Addiction Recovery Court. Judge, is that you or who?
I'll be happy. Go ahead.
We have 3 in addiction recovery court.
Is that just drug court?
And
I know you don't like it.
Judge named it.
Oh.
We have our full certification with the Office Court Services on October 28th. So I'll be sending them all their documentation that they need probably tomorrow. And they'll come visit us for the day and tell us what to fix, and then we'll be fully certified for 3 years.
And Julie, this is an honest question. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. The relationship between, could you describe the relationship between the alcohol and drug program and the addiction recovery court? Because the one, I think,
The
the
only,
one is under the supervision of the Superior Court, the other one is under the supervision of the Circuit Court.
I think the only relationship outside of the folks in the alcohol and drug program are court referred, but also both programs, plus Veterans Court, plus Pretrial Services, are certified with Indiana Office of Court Services. But they are different animals for sure.
Okay. Any questions of Julie? I'm sorry. Please excuse my mouthful.
You're such a multitasker.
He is a multitasker.
Home detention.
We currently have 23 persons, 22 adults, 1 juvenile, 13 male and 10 female. Numbers are going back down. We were at 35 a couple months ago. We're kind of holding steady. We got some people that are supposed to come in, so much better numbers than this time last year.
Do you want to talk about the electronic monitoring and things kind of considering?
Do I or will I?
Will you? Or do you want me to talk about that?
I can start. Work release uses a different company than we do, and we're going to try to coordinate where we're the same, use the same vendor, and so that way the downstairs staff would be knowing what's going on. We've just used our company, which is BI, for 20-something years. I'm very comfortable with them. I know Vicky's comfortable with who they have, so we're. I think we have BI coming in a couple weeks, and we had Buddy. They came in a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and so there's a lot of vendors that have great things. So we're going to have them come in. The sheriff's department's involved as well. Make an informed decision of who we think is best to go with, and try to get all coordinated so we're all under one umbrella.
Okay. Will there be any cost savings to combining that, do you think?
Right now, and Paul can speak to this probably more than I can. Right now, I think we're pitting them against each other.
Oh.
And
So we may be saving more money by.
yes.
Yeah, it's so competitive now. Like, like Virgil said, we've been with that vendor since we started home detention, just because they were the primary. Everybody was using them, so we stayed with them. He was always been really happy with their customer service, no complaints there. But now there's such a market, so we can, we can try to have the other one price match. Maybe we want to stay with them because we like their customer service, but we want like the other one's price better. But or maybe we like them both, but we'll have to make more of an informed decision once we have all the information in front of us.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for Virgil? Okay. Pretrial service. Oh, clear up here. I was like, first.
Here I am. So we have 401 individuals on pretrial services right now, so we have stayed consistent for about the last year with 400 defendants on our caseload. We're certified with Indiana Office of Court Services through February of next year, and so last month I reached out to them and let them know that we're interested in program recertification, so that'll happen in February. And then the only other thing I have is Paul and I discussed trying to identify the financial impact that pretrial services has had on the county, and it's hard to do because our caseload consists of people that have posted bond and those that remain in custody and are released on their own recognizance. So I worked with the Insight Help Desk and had them create for me a report that calculates only on individuals that our office submitted a summary report to the court for review, and then I manually enter into the Insight and on the SRS side of things to say that there was an impact from our report that the person's bond was either reduced or they were released on their own recognizance. And then from that, it calculates the number of days of supervision that person was with us times $42 a day for per diem. So it's been a bit tedious of entering in all of that information manually for it to generate onto that report. So I've only gotten through the first quarter of 2024, but for the individuals that are on our caseload, that if they would have remained in custody the entire time while their case was pending, the cost savings is $452,000. So it's been neat to be able to see that financial impact of just $42 a day for all the individuals that we supervise.
I think that's a conservative estimate. I think the education process we went through with pretrial services at the beginning caused both courts, I think Superior primarily, but both courts to change practices even without the program. So I think there's a lot more people in the community and otherwise be incarcerated simply because of the education process that we went through. So that's a conservative estimate.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point too, because I've had people ask why our office thinks that the jail numbers have remained pretty consistent over the last couple of years, and obviously there's a lot that feeds into that, but I think that's a huge point of that, and you can directly point to it in that way, so.
And so the jail population is now primarily people who are actually sentenced.
For the most part,
No.
probation violations.
No.
No, we still have a lot of unsentenced, like, we still have several,
What would be the percentage if you had to say, Sean?
roughly. No, I would say probably 30% maybe.
30
Are sentenced,
or unsentenced?
Unsentenced.
unsentenced.
I was gonna guess a third.
Yeah.
But
Do
I-
you think those people would be people who can't bond out because of like probation violations, or their bonds are so high?
A lot of them
commitments?
are probation violations, probably, I would say, that don't have a bond, or there's a lot of no bonds that are there that aren't sentenced. And
I would say if I get anybody who's pre-sentenced, this is only in Superior Court, who's being held pre-sentenced, they've either got other charges somewhere else, or they've already been out and they've gotten, it's not very many, but the ones who are there in custody, it's not as many as it used to be, I should say,
Yeah.
pre-sentenced, but it's usually ones who violated pretrial services. And not just like not calling or not, usually they're held for a little bit and then the judge like yells at them and then lets them out. It's usually if there's new criminal charges, or it's a serious violation, like a jury screen maybe, or something serious. But no.
Has that number gone down, the 30% number you threw out, Sean? Is that less than it was
Yeah, I think
5 years ago?
yeah, I think it's less than it was. I think, and then obviously your guys' calendars aren't getting any less busy
Right.
as part of the problem. Like your court dates are getting farther and farther out as you go. Like, and then that's part of the problem is some of them just get pushed back and back and back, and that's why some of them are still there. So
Yeah. So 5 years ago, it might have been 50%, 40%.
I would say, yeah.
And now we're down to
Now we're down to
roughly
30, yeah, 25-30%. So
I will say having the courtroom at the jail has helped to get people in sooner, because
Yes.
we're not as busy at that 10 o'clock
Absolutely.
on Monday morning
Yeah.
spot. And so like if Nathan or Delaney and I know if we notice somebody that's in, we'll try to get it set earlier or try to resolve it so that we can get it set at that. And so having that opening, it does make our 8:15s very crowded, but the 10 o'clock allows us to get people in and out sooner.
Because I am assuming that that's where some part of the cost savings would be, is that we're not housing people that we don't have to house.
Right. And that's why it was important to identify just the people that would have remained in custody, assuming that they had posted bond. Where other counties are kind of calculating that as the entire caseload. The people that bonded, which doesn't make sense to me, because you didn't have an impact on those particular cases, because they would have been out of custody regardless if you had a trial or not.
True.
That's all I have.
Any other question on pretrial services? Residential work release.
That's me. So our count today is 61. We have 54 men, 7 women. 56 of them are on work release, 5 are on reentry program. Since our last meeting, our nurse Brenda has coordinated 3 classes for our participants: diabetes and heart health, SALT and cardiovascular risk. And then she had Positive Resource Center come in and do a HIV, STD, hepatitis prevention, education, and testing class. So they offer testing if people want it, and they will do that for free. Since our last meeting, we have spent a lot of time on absconders and all things related to absconders. So since our last meeting, we've had 2 absconders, 3 total this year, which isn't an astounding number. When I look at our last 5 years, our average is like 3.6, ranging from 1 per year to 6 per year. But every time we have an incident, what we have done in the past is just really look at operations and programming and see, do we need to make adjustments? Is there something that we should be doing differently? But what was different this time is that we really had a lot of feedback and participation from the sheriff's department, and they really helped us identify gaps and make some changes so that things went more smoothly. They also purchased 2 cameras for us so that we can monitor the pickups of participants anytime they're leaving our facility if they're not in their own vehicle. So we have implemented a procedure where we are tracking any driver and vehicle that they're getting in from our facility. And so that will make it easier if they abscond and they got in the car with grandma or whatever, we can tell officers exactly what vehicle who's driving. Other things that came from that is that we are doing after-action reviews after each incident and using that information that we're collecting, not just from the staff that were there for the incident, the sheriff's department, dispatch, what went well, what went wrong. We're using all of that information as a training tool for staff. But we are also using that to change things as we need to. Like we learned that some of our reports from SRS are not populating correctly, and so we're able to fix that issue. So that's been really helpful. Other things that we're doing is that we have created an absconder drill that we are running staff through because they happen so infrequently and staff may work there for years and never have to do an absconder. So while they're trained on it and there's a checklist that is literally dumbed down to the lowest level, if you haven't done it since you were trained, it cannot go smoothly, and then that creates frustration for the sheriff's department, dispatch, and other folks. So those are things that we're working on just to improve things. We know we can't stop absconders, so while they're on work release, we have to let them work, right, and go job seeking and go to appointments. And so we don't aim to stop it, but we do want to respond quickly and appropriately, and so that's what we're working towards and trying to improve that. And out of that, we also had the whole conversation about GPS and maybe putting all participants on GPS, which kind of led to us having these meetings with the different vendors, trying to get all on the same page. And so learned some good things when we met with Buddy, and now we have all of our units on an audible alert, so that has helped our monitoring as well. And so now if there's a tamper alert or a low battery alert, there's actually an audible alarm that sounds in the office, and so staff can respond quickly. So I think that might be all I have.
And we didn't choose to move forward with changing our GPS policy as far as we're not putting everyone on, but we still are. There are cases in which we're using in addition to passes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we do have people on full time. I think we have 8 on right now. And they're on because their employment doesn't meet our criteria. We have 1 person on as the result of a sanction. And we sometimes do it because of their offense. But we always use it. So we have 9 units that we have kind of in rotation. So if someone's going to the doctor, we're putting an anklet on them. They go out the door. When they come back, we remove that anklet and we use it on the next person taking the pass. So they're not on it full time, but if they're taking any sort of movement in the community, we're tracking them.
Okay. Questions for Vicki? Thank you, Sheriff, and for working on that and getting those cameras so we're able to track people. Those all sound like great ideas.
It's pretty clear too from what I saw. I think Tyler might have texted me a picture. Email.
Oh, the cameras
they're clear, yeah.
Good resolutions.
Well, they got to zoom in for the plate.
Well, yes.
One of the boys we found is that we kept having to call back for information, and like one was, I think it was this plate, or it should come back to this type of vehicle. So like when we need that information, we're trying to get out, especially if we're going to try and grab something local. Like the last one, it was a Friday morning, mid-morning. It's like we just had to have people there, so we took off on Fort Wayne, where she last was. We scoured the area, tried to look for a ride, but it just didn't happen. But we need to know what she's in, because if they're not sure or if they get a letter wrong, I mean, that just throws everything off. There's no reason to even look. So the cameras are.
It's a great idea.
And
well, I think that's fantastic.
So, I mean, that and the audible alerts were things that came directly out of all of this, and the sheriff's department really working with us and walking through it with us. So
I just want to say that when Spud sheriff first reached out to us, sorry. You know, I told him how valuable it was when Mike Schrader, when we first opened the facility, Mike was by our side the entire time. So we always had the perspective of what we need to be thinking about as far as the sheriff department. So having Sheriff Spencer so involved and willing to help us, we really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Reentry services.
She is in training today, Alyssa, so she did
There's a
prepare
report.
a quarterly report for you. Handout.
So that is included in your materials. Labeled Quarterly Reentry Program Report. And if you have any questions, Paul would love to answer them.
Sure.
Okay, and if not, you can ask later on. Veterans Treatment Court. Hi, Liz.
We currently have 16 veterans in the program. 4 are transfer-ins from Kosciuszko County, 1's a transfer-in from Wells, and then 11 are Whitley County cases. We have 1 transferred out to LaPorte County and 1 transferred out to Lake County Veterans Court. We have 4 individuals in cases right now that have been given information about the program. One of those I'm getting ready to screen next Friday, and one of them I'll touch base with Sean about. Maybe I can screen tomorrow in the jail. He's at the jail, so I'll go over there and just take care of it there if possible. We continue to work with Mission 25 by utilizing one of their 2-bedroom townhomes and one of their 1-bedroom apartments for veterans in the program. We're working with Whitley Career Academy. One of our veterans is participating in their adult CNC course right now that just started, I think last week. The alumni continue to have their Facebook support group called Warrior Task Force. Judge Garza continues to fill in for Judge Ball through the end of the year. We had a graduation ceremony in May. We graduated 9 individuals. The next ceremony is going to be scheduled for November 13th, which everyone will always get the invitation like you always do. And we have about 8 participants on track tentatively to complete at that time. Let's see. We continue to partner also with Purdue Extension, doing the training workshops for program participants. The last one we had in June was a credit score workshop. We'll do another one in December, and it might be a cooking type of a thing, I don't know. We're gonna try to incorporate the holidays and give them like some type of a holiday meal around that time or something like that to just kind of make it a little bit festive. Recently, the Indiana Office of Court Services actually requested a copy of our policy and procedures manual because they wanted to share it with other counties that are in the process of revising or developing their own policy and procedures manual. So we thought that was a nice compliment to us that they liked it enough in the organization. Obviously, it'll need to be tweaked from county to county, but they liked the flow of it and kind of how we have it, which we gave them, and we told them we would assist in any other ways we were able to. We still have our memorandums of understanding with Kosciuszko County and Huntington County courts, since they don't have veterans courts, so they refer their veterans to us as well. DeKalb County, but actually, yes, DeKalb County reached out to us because they're trying to now partner with Steuben County because Steuben County does not have one, and so they're kind of trying to use our memorandums of understanding and some of our forms and things like that to kind of facilitate that process. So we're continuing with the goal of either having every county have a veterans court or bordering a county that has a veterans court where there's some memorandum of understanding for transfer. So hopefully that will continue on. And we're recertified through August of 2026. So the beginning of the year, we'll start that same process that Julie's going to, we're recertification, but pretty much the same thing. So we'll start that probably, I don't know, around March or so, sending them the information they need. Same thing, they'll look it over, make any changes, go from there. If we get recertified, which I don't know why we wouldn't, it'll be again for another 3 years, just like Julie said. We've been funded through 2026. Basically still kind of covering staff salaries, so we're still working on doing things to get money for incentive gift cards to help with drug screens, things like that. So Amy and I continue to try to reach out and touch base. We've talked to Cherubusco Rotary Club, BFW. We have talked to the Kosciuszko County Optimist Breakfast Club, which I found out was like one of the largest in Indiana that I did not know. I went, I was at the fairgrounds and then like it was full. The building was. So we've gotten some donations. Probation's helped us out. And we've gotten a few small donations from here and there. And we just document it, follows God through a procedure.
And she can obviously speak more of that, but when we do get a donation, how it's logged, how it's processed, so that everything is documented and done properly. So no one can ever say they don't know what happened to the money or what did we use it for or anything like that. It's all done exactly how it should be.
Yeah, we had to set up a donation fund, restricted and unrestricted, and then each time we receive a donation, I have to appear in front of council and get approval to use it.
So and it's worked well so far. And we've gotten stuff taken care of for the graduation ceremony in December. We're good on gift cards right now, and really we're just, if we get anything at this point, we're just gonna try to help the veterans pay for some of the drug screens that they get, because they get a minimum of 2 a week at $20 a test. So that's kind of what our goal is right now. And that's pretty much it. I mean, our numbers are a little lower than they used to be. We have a lot of graduates, but we've got some coming on the radar, and it really ebbs and flows. It's one of those things where they're a veteran or they're not, they qualify or they don't, and so as long as we can keep getting the word out to attorneys and prosecutors and things like that we're here and keep getting the referrals, I feel like kind of our numbers always will go a little bit like this, just because it's kind of the nature of the beast with a specialized problem solving court.
We also have a lot of people in Veterans Treatment Court for a while, like way more than probably any other county.
I agree 100%, and that's even what Office of Court Services says at times, that they were just very, very surprised with the numbers that we have, because I feel like Noble County usually has around 2, 3. We went to a graduation at DeKalb County, and the team went, not the whole team, but quite a few of the team went, and there was only one graduate. Well, not that one graduate wasn't important, we just were surprised that it was only one, and so it just does kind of show that even if we're only at 16, or if we only get down to 12 or 13, that still is probably a higher number than a lot of other counties have. So,
like, I bet Allen County's not graduating or has 25 people in their class. I would be shocked.
Allen County too, what's strange is they've got 2 veterans courts. I think one for Superior and one for Circuit. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, but still, yeah, I feel like we're pretty much very similarly on par to those numbers, if not maybe even more. So,
I think we would all agree that 25 was too many.
yes, it was.
It was just because they have to take 2 drug screens a week. That means more work release staff has to be taking more drug screens all the time. So it was just like taxing on everybody that was involved.
They're super needy.
And we had grant money to cover those drug tests, but when you have 25 people getting a chunk of the grant money compared to 15, the grant money went quicker than what we had calculated.
And you do want, just like when you said, to get that more personalized service to every single person.
Any questions for Beth? I do have an additional suggestion. You said you talked with the chair of Busco VFW. Down in South Whitley, it's the AMVETS. That's the organization. Have you reached out to the AMVETS in South Whitley? Because they actually are fairly active in community stuff.
I sent a letter to
Jim
every
Howard?
organization like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent it to whatever the
The commander.
or Facebook page address or whatever, and we never heard back from them. It explained what Veterans Court was and that we were accepting donations.
Okay.
That go directly back to the veterans, but
Did you see a specific person's name that we should reach out to? I didn't hear the
Well, I said Jim Howard, who had been the commander down there. Janet used to be the clerk treasurer down there.
You talking about the AMVET South Whitley?
Yeah.
I work with a guy who, I don't know what his position is, but he's our commercial lender who's pretty involved with the AMVET in South Whitley. So if you'd like an introduction, I can get it.
Nick, that would be great.
yeah.
I think it probably just needs something beyond a form letter to interest them. I think they would be willing to.
That's why we have to talk to them too, because it's not just about donations. Like, we want to spread the word about veterans court too, because so many of these people are dealing with individuals that, they have more access to more veterans than we do, and we want to continue to get the word out about the program. If they know somebody that can utilize us, or whatever the case may be, so that would just be great to have a contact.
I'm a lifetime member of Sons of the AMVETS of that chapter, so I am affiliated with that in part because of some of the people that I know down there. But if Nick, if you got somebody that you work with that can, I think they could be helpful, but that way we can reach out to the.
In the letter I sent was basically explaining what Veterans Court was and that we would be more than happy to come explain it at a meeting or anything like that.
Can I ask a dumb question? I know what VFW stands for. I know what the Legion stands for. What is the
I think it just stands for
AM?
American Veterans.
American Veterans.
I think that's what it stands for. But I've never heard anything about it other than AMVETS used. Nick, have you ever heard anything about it? And that facility used to be a VFW in South. But veterans of foreign war have a fairly narrow scope of who they will accept for members, and AMVETS, I think, is very, very broad. Thank you, Sue.
One question, Beth, do we partner like the Veterans Marathon? That feels like an opportunity to.
We haven't.
We have not before, so that's absolutely something. And is that?
So probably the best.
They've
And again,
helped.
Well, I was going to say to just go into run around screen printing and ask for Joanne, and Joanne could get you together with Gary. That their family runs the Veterans Marathon, but that could give you a.
And I was going to say, I believe that he may be part of the honor guard that does.
Yeah, he actually, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary does a lot of that.
And I think our guys went down one year and helped. Judge Paul had them go down and help do something. They did something one year. The guys went down. But
That's a good idea too.
I just heard the sheriff volunteered to run it for us.
You see this? I already signed up. Twice.
Get a free shirt.
Got it.
Free. Okay.
I like wearing the spandex stuff, so.
Okay.
Use it all together.
Spandex looks like a sausage casing.
Yep.
So, don't think about it. It's not pretty. Probation.
Currently, there's a conference that French lives with, but we're other probation officers in our department. So he sent me in his absence. They received 2 scholarships for that conference. They were able to save money in that aspect. Currently, we have 322 probationers that are being actively supervised with 528 that are pending. So that's spread between all the officers in our office, including the juvenile officers. Regarding PSIs, for the beginning of the year, we've done 53, which is 71% more since the last 2 years. So it's gone up quite a bit. We've been busy writing long reports. Getting a lot of people to report those. So it's, we also have a large amount of ICOTs, which are the out-of-state transfer cases as well. We have 17 now, which is more than we've had. And Ed said more than, it's been over probably 15 years that we've had that many. So we've had more officers in our office trained so we can spread those out as they take quite a lot of time if we can get those. So regarding felony revocations, just since 2022, we've dropped 15 in the 8 months that we've gone throughout the year. So we, in 2022, had 41 technical offenses that received a revocation. This year, we've only had 22. So we have worked with a lot more people and done informal violations, kept them out of the courts. When it comes to the new offenses, it's harder for us to work with. So we've had 24 this year, and in 2022, we had 20. So that's where probation's at currently.
Thank you.
When you say 520 some pending, what does that mean?
They're in DOC work release or jail.
Okay. Okay.
So they get right.
Thank you.
Yep.
I will also note there's not a specific section on here for Taylor Rice, but we do have the dashboard that has been prepared, and you can review that at your own pace. And if you had questions about that, let Paula know during her report, or catch up with Taylor or Paula later on. Paula?
Okay, so most of my time, it seems, has been spent advocating to secure our funding at the local level and at the state level. And when I say that, really what I'm doing is trying to dive in really deep as far as what does each stakeholder need from us to support our funding. And they all kind of see it differently. So right now, I think we're in a good position with the county. Thank goodness, we're very lucky. Most counties, a lot of programs do not support their community corrections programs, but I think our county really realizes the value of the work we do. So at least for this year, I think we're okay. But something that Judge Rentschler has said in a couple meetings is we need to be prepared at all times to defend our staffing plan. So I'm going to be working to do that and have the data to show our stakeholders why we need the staff that we do, and for them to continue to support the work that we do.
Okay.
That's it for me.
You don't have any other report beyond that?
I don't
Well,
think
then
so.
let's go into the JRAC stuff.
You guys want to give an update on JCAP?
We're just
JRAC, sorry.
No, it is JRAC.
Oh,
It
okay.
is JRAC.
Okay.
plugging along. We still got everybody in the program that started, and I think some of them are, most of them are there for the right reasons. There's a couple that may be weeding themselves out, but that's yet to be seen. But it's all it's going really, really well. Some good things are happening, so it's just kind of business as usual right now. They're I think we're this is week 4. Finishing week 4 is this week 5. This is week 5. So, yeah, banging the drums and working out. They're getting their stuff in. It's actually really cool to see. It's been a neat process, and it's
They've hit a transition point too, where they're starting to hold each other accountable.
yeah, they have
Where they'll actually turn on each other.
To call somebody out.
yeah.
So it's kind of nice that they're, as a group, you want that, for somebody to take, you want them to be accountable for themselves, but when they don't, and the other group does, because they feel they're more devoted to that program than player A is. So they'll hold each other accountable, and it's, I don't know, it's like the kids telling each other, but it's kind of funny to see. I know she's seen a big emotional turn on some of them.
Yeah.
I know that Sean has had deep conversations about private lives about them, so I mean, they're trusting Sean probably more than what they ever would, being over there, being separated, having that time taken. But when they ask the jail commander for time to talk, I mean, that's pretty cool. So it's neat.
How is the new facility and the accommodations that we have? How's that playing into it different than the old facility, the old jail?
Well, I mean, first of all, having a space to do it, like we didn't have the space to do it, period, in the old place. So we have that space to do it in the first place. We've kind of, the second JCAP we've kind of modified for a classroom for the JCAP 1 to do their HSE in and do their workouts, and so they'll move from their general living area over to JCAP 2, since we're not utilizing that for a second classroom at the moment. So they use that for their workout space and use that for their HSE classes. And we got books over there, and Kristen will take them over there for their individual therapies, so they're out of the general area. And so it's been good to have both spaces, because we found that we need that area to do everything we need to do. So if I had to do it over again, I'd probably change a few things to accommodate it a little better, but it's working really well for what we do.
We're going back to council next week.
The new jail?
Do that now, Nick. Yeah.
Pay it out of commissary.
Commissary probably. Have you ever heard of commissary? I never heard of it. No. Yeah, we're only asking about $2.5 million. So. You're fine, Nick. Push on through.
So yeah, as far as that, JCAP, it's really going. It's actually going better than I expected it to go. I don't expect everybody to graduate the program, but I expect most of them to. I think we'll probably see a couple of them weed themselves out here before the end of it. But I have a pretty good feeling about the rest of the group, and it's been pretty eye-opening for me to have a couple of them want to have like deep conversations with me. So it's been good for me to have those conversations with them on a personal level. So it's pretty cool. So it's been a neat experience.
And it's like deep personal stuff. It's not like my sentence of, can I go here and be modified?
Yeah.
It's like,
can I get
real
this?
world stuff.
This is like real life stuff. Like this is what I'm going through. Like, can you tell me what I need to do? Like it's been pretty cool. Like so it's been neat. So
Are
it's
the
actually,
people in the program, are they all post-sentence or do you have some pre?
there's some that are pre, but we only look at the ones that are looking at more than enough time that they're not,
They just have 4 real months, right?
yeah.
Like 4 real months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, we do have one currently that has the opportunity to get out before, which I wasn't expecting, so, we gotta navigate through that, so. In the future, I gotta look at that situation, but.
But they're all like felony level type of things.
Yeah.
Sean, do you guys have workout equipment, or are they just doing body weight?
We have, like slam balls, is about the only workout equipment they have, and then we have one pastor that comes in that also does our fitness instruction. So he does fitness instruction in the morning and then does a Bible study with them afterwards. So we have a set amount of like slam balls that they use for that portion.
What is a slam ball?
It's like a medicine ball type thing. It's just a dead weight type.
It's like sand.
Yeah, it's like sand in a ball. And
Okay.
There's different weight variations of those, and you can throw them down and just kind of like dead weight.
Could you use any of the equipment that's in the old jail?
We don't really have the space for it.
That part got taken out of the bill.
Did it?
Yeah, they really did.
Is it gone?
Didn't get built. They wanted some astronomical amount just to build it empty. It'd have been in, like our intake area. It'd have been another room on the back of the intake area, just like that. Just block walls for $500,000. Not really get their prices.
It was $700,000.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And
that was just
for
a
empty
block,
space.
block wall attached.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Not even with bathroom furnishings or nothing. It was just plumbed. No fixtures, no nothing.
It was like our intake, but a second intake was just a bare space.
And no, all the stuff down there was all privately owned by a bunch of guys. That was not the departments. That was all Mike Christie, Ellis, Virgil, those guys all produced. That was all their stuff. I think that even back in the Schrader days, they were allowed to come down and work out because that was their equipment and they let everybody use it to work there, and that was the perk of having the basement. So.
Okay, Paula, did you?
I just had a question. This came up. Vicki and I were talking about this yesterday. We had several people reporting from the community to work residential work release that were not successful and able to stay at our facility, had to be booked into the jail. And what I asked Vicki, I said, I feel like there needs to be some consequence for that they're coming in positive, knowing that the judges have allowed them to report directly to our facility from the community. It's a lot of work for our staff and a lot of work for your staff. And I didn't know if that would be something that we'd have to initiate, like could they lose good time credit that we should file something with the court, or Sean, because they're in the sheriff's custody already, is that something in your disciplinary process that you could
I almost feel like
take?
it should be something we can file through the courts and have the court discretion, I guess. That's more of a MAC question or a differential question.
Also, real quick, while you're saying that, think about, and I come from like the attorney side thinking this way, what did they go to jail for? I mean, how do you know they were clean even when they went to court to get sentenced to that? How do you know they were clean there? Because you retest them. So how do you know they're reoffended since they've been sentenced? Because they're high.
But in between, aren't there
conditions?
Their conditions when they're.
But are they
in between? They're given conditions.
Are they tested? That's something defense.
They're not.
They haven't been.
They're not tested, no.
So they could have been hot from 2 weeks ago.
A lot of times they say in court though, I mean, it's pretty common question, like when's the last time you used yesterday? So like you should, for some of them, you should expect them to come in dirty.
Well, I know
there should be like a baseline.
There's some, well, and that's what I think. I think there's a lot of times if judges and maybe more fall than what Matt sees, but there were some times I think probation had to get a test right after court.
Yes, that's what we
Yeah.
got.
They report to probation, it tested.
Yeah.
Garza's done that a couple times where there's been some suspicion that someone's using, and then you did on one of mine. I wanted to delay reporting or continuance or something, and you said, well, if you test clean, you can have it, and then he shockingly didn't test clean.
And we're keeping the marijuana.
Yeah.
alcohol people.
Yeah, it's not
We're
marijuana.
only terminating cocaine, meth.
But that stuff, like if they're delayed reporting to work release, when they fill out that packet, they're told if you test positive when you check cocaine, it's a violation. And there's no way you can be told you're gonna use cocaine the day before your sentencing hearing and still test dirty 2 weeks later. Because it's usually a couple weeks because the intake's on Wednesdays.
Right.
So, yeah, if it's not marijuana, then there's no way they're still gonna be testing dirty from a use.
Yeah, because we
prior to
keep
their
them
sentencing.
at our facility. Yeah, marijuana.
Their pretrial order says that they can't have drugs or alcohol, so they're put on.
Right, that's what I'm
months
saying, yeah, like,
beforehand that they're not to use.
Yeah.
I thought there was some order from, like, isn't there some order from the court, like a pretrial stuff that,
Sometimes the judge will order drug screens as part of pretrial services. It's not very often, but sometimes if it's a drug related offense, they definitely can do it.
It's a condition of bond that they can't use, but we don't have the resources to test everybody.
that I understand, like testing wise, but if there's a condition of that bond and they show up to work release and test positive, is there a recourse for that testing positive?
I mean, they're not going to get work release. I had a guy this Monday or Tuesday do that. I sent him to show up Wednesday for work release, and he showed up. He was positive for marijuana and cocaine.
Yes.
And he's going to spend the next 9 months instead of at the luxurious accommodations at the work release facility in the Whitley County Jail.
That happened to one of my clients recently too. She showed up and tested positive, and what she tested positive for, there's no way she didn't use between sentencing and.
So when they're sentenced, they're not on pretrial.
But like in Matt's case, it was only a day.
Yeah, Tuesday.
I mean,
and told him
I'm just saying,
Wednesday.
like, are we gonna get kickback attorneys on this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that guy, here, let's bring it full circle. If that guy would have been truthful at his addictions recovery court assessment, he probably would be in drug court right now instead of spending the next 9 months in the new jail.
Well, they still get a hearing if it's a violation of work release.
Yeah,
it's
that's
still
true.
technically
Shocking.
separate hearing, even though it's, you know.
He minimized when he should have maximized, and he maximized when he should have minimized.
But these, like these three, would they even have a violation hearing because they didn't even make it to work release? Like,
Yeah,
Right.
it would still be a violation.
Two of them will, because they did it.
I'm sorry. So we didn't even book these two in to work. I mean, we didn't even process them through so they weren't because they were positive. So they just went straight to jail, right? Yesterday.
Yeah,
They didn't make it through intake.
But you're right. Normally, if we would just file it and they would still get a hearing.
Why are you keeping the marijuana as positive?
Because
there's a time thing, or
Because it would be
Because they all
most
come
of them.
positive.
Right.
I get that.
Well, it could have been, how long does that stay in the system for the test that you're using?
depends on how.
30,
Right.
21.
How often I use it?
And that's the other thing. Is
They're
it all
kept
us
on-
still that
Yeah.
link? Are we following the
Yeah.
drug screen?
But they're still sanctioned.
They're,
For sure.
they're like
There's-
sanctioned, like
They're
they're
still sanctioned.
put on restricted status, those ones. It's just that they're monitored closely.
Are they getting more frequent drug tests, the marijuana ones? So you can see if they're going down.
Yes, we're watching the levels to make sure there's no indication.
Vicky was telling us this morning, we were kind of just before the meeting, that one of the gentlemen, the family had a party for him.
Mhm.
Two of them.
A going to work release party
Go to work release weed party?
to ensure you won't actually go to work release.
But he doesn't. Just to be
Screw gave it to him.
Paula, anything else about the opioid?
Just the
settlement
opioid settlement fund. So we have an opportunity, the county does, to apply for a matching grant up to $150,000 for the opioid settlement funds. That requires a commitment from the commissioners and council to, in addition to what they've already committed for JCAP, they would have to agree for $150,000 more to be put towards preventative services that they haven't already committed to JCAP. And then we could apply for matching $150,000. So we have representatives from the prosecutor's office, health department. We're all just kind of trying to come up with something so we can make this ask, because we have to submit it by October.
That's a match.
That'd be a match.
So we would have to, from the general fund, come up with the other monies.
Right. No, the opioid settlement fund. So
Okay, so there's a match
from our opioid
from
settlement
our
funds.
opioid settlement fund.
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
right now
it's
we
not
only
new
have-
money. It's not new tax.
Right. No, it's no tax. So right now we've only committed locally for JCAP's salary, and then
Oh, I see.
$5,000, I think, for supplies.
So
We don't
roughly
have-
50?
Huh?
50, 52?
Yeah. It was less than 60 on that.
Yeah.
So we didn't ask for her benefits. So if we want to ask for benefits as the possible match, we could put that in there. If there's other grants like probation lost grant money, we lost grant money, prosecutors have some things they would like to be considered. I haven't heard back from the health department, but just to we might as well ask. If we don't get it, we don't get it, but it's worth at least writing the grant and see if, they'll match us at 150. So if you have ideas or things that you've experienced a cut, let me know.
Anything else?
I think there's one more handout. Oh, there is a additional handout that you haven't seen in the past. Weekly, our case management, and they meet every Tuesday to staff cases. I asked Katie McBride if she would just prepare a short report of as far as what takes place at those meetings, the discussions, and so we could see the benefit of them. It's usually 2 hours? 2 hours every Tuesday. And they bring in speakers, and Beth's helping coordinate a speaker to come and present to them as well. So just wanted to let you know what takes place at those meetings.
Thank you. If there is nothing else, I will adjourn the meeting. We'll note that we've gone through the agenda and there's no other business before the body, and we will stand adjourned. Remember, the next full advisory board meeting is December 4th, 2025, and you're buying holiday gifts for all of us?
Absolutely.
Take candy with you.
Pizza, cookies.
Take candy, take pizza, take cookies.
Just don't take the pumpkins.
Just don't.
Those real?
Well, and I know, no, they aren't. And I noticed, and there's I was like, somebody down there, and Nick, some of us apparently must have.
I put them throughout the room in case someone went to sanitize.